one of the shows I was watching, the producers or the company that created it, or I don't even know how to say it, the production company, the publishers, I don't know, whatever, the company, right, that created it, Feel Studio, there you go, duh, it's a studio. Anyways, Feel Studio was so confident in their show that they released a 60-minute episode.
Oh, cool.
For the show is called Remake Our Life. And I'm not gonna lie, was not expecting it to be 60 minutes. I actually had found out about it later, but when I watched it, I was like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. And I came to realize that the majority of the list up top of popularity on multiple sites for this upcoming season, or rather summer 2021, is like a bunch of isekais.
Oh no.
Which is that's my shit, so I'm cool with it. But it's I was just really surprised to see that there's a lot of isekais out there that just kind of, I'm a little surprised that they're up so high, or that people are so surprised about, especially the Remake Our Life one. I also watched another one where I'm pretty sure, I'm just glad the new shit's out. Sirei against Soki Spirit Chronicles, that one was pretty cool too. I actually really like that one. Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for stuff to come out. What else? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just stuff's cool. I mean, apparently Tokyo Revengers is still continuing, so it comes out in 2 days. So I'm excited. Wait, in 2 days? It comes out on Fridays?
I thought it was Saturday.
I think they might have changed the days.
What?
Oh no, I'm tripping. It says 2 days, 15 hours. Okay, yeah, so Saturday.
Oh, wow. Wow, Hector.
I know, right? I was like, bro, Fridays? I'm cool with that.
Friday?
Super down.
Are you liking it?
Episode 13 was cool. Like I said, it definitely got me I just want to find out more. That's essentially where I'm at. I have not jumped into the manga yet, but I just want to find out more. How about you?
I like it a lot. I mean, it's one of, besides My Hero, it's one of the other shows that I'm following pretty closely. I look forward to every episode. I think it definitely had a slow start, but where we're at right now in the show, I think things are gonna just keep getting more intense. So I'm stoked. I think last episode 13 was actually pretty good. A lot of things I didn't see happening, so it's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It is pretty good.
Rafa, you don't really follow any animes like that, right? At least besides Kobayashi, that's just started this week.
For this season?
Yeah. Well, no, just in general. You haven't followed an anime like that besides maybe My Hero, right? Weekly on a weekly basis you come through.
Well, no, I do. Whenever there's a show that I like, I watch it every week. Yeah. The new episodes that come out. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you straight up, not come back, but you know what I'm saying. You're excited for the next episode to come out and things like that.
Yeah, that's how I was. We'll talk about it later on today, but from this past season, that's how I was with Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro-san, and
okay.
My Dear Pharaoh, My Dear Kramer. The only shows that I saw this season are the ones I stayed up with on a weekly basis.
Yeah. True.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess with that we can just jump right into it, because we've had enough anime talk at the beginning. But welcome everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Bento Boxcast. We are on officially episode 13. We're on our second core, ladies and gentlemen. See, I typed that into that. Love that. Second core of the season 2 of the Bento Boxcast. And yeah, hope you guys do enjoy what's coming up for you guys. I try to do this off the cuff, off the dome, but clearly this is not going in the way that I thought it was going to be. We are coming at you live and direct on all audio platforms associated with Anchor.com. But you already know you are listening to the Animeist podcast on all the internet. We welcome you because we love that you guys are here every week. So you already know the vibes. We are here, like I said, on every audio platform Anchor is associated with. That would be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. But of course, you can't forget, we will always be here at our mainstay, our home base, our club room, youtube.com. Just look us up. I don't even know what the hell I just said. Look us up at the Bento Boxcast, and you'll see our iconic logo. In every episode, you, the viewer, has a chance to add some topics, suggest some talking points, and give us some stuff to discuss. And the only way you can have that happen is by tweeting at us at the Bento Boxcast, commenting down below in the comments section of the YouTube video, and of course, tweeting at us personally on our Twitters. Or, hear me out, you could also join our Discord. In our Discord, you can chat it up, talk everything anime, and even spoiler talk in the appropriate channels. And we can get into the nitty-gritty, the bee's knees, and everything like that. But everything I just mentioned and anything you need link-wise will be down in the description below. So definitely check it out and get involved in the community because we love to speak about the anime.
By the way, I just thought about this, Hector, and I'm just going to throw it out there. If we get enough people in the Discord, why don't we put in the waifu gambling center on there? You know what that is?
No,
What is that?
not at all.
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's called what is the name of the actual bot itself? I don't remember the name of the bot, but it's like Mude. Like, what's the name of this freaking bot? Starts with an M. Mude. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, the point of the bot is that like it's kind of like a gambling center where you go in there and you roll for waifus and husbandos, and you create your own harem. It's a lot of fun.
What the hell? What is it called?
We call it in the Discord that I'm in. We call it the waifu gambling center, but there's a specific actual name for the bot itself that like where it comes from. I don't know. I'll send it to you later, like the more information on it.
Namiko?
I don't know that's maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Anime waifu shot, ban roulettes, HD music, currency.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Sounds sketch.
It's not sketch. It's not sketch. I'm telling
There's a ban roulette for the bot that I'm looking at that it tells you like, hey, if you get a 1 through you can get a random ban duration for X amount of hours, days. Why would anybody want to do a ban roulette? What? Anyways,
yeah,
sorry,
that's not it. That's not what I'm talking about at all. It's a lot of fun because like you can have custom waifu. You can put like custom characters in there if you want. Like a lot of the like big characters that are known for are worth more. Like they have a little the currency in the bot itself is called a kakura. It's like these little crystal things, and each waifu is worth a certain amount. Right. So
is this like Tag? Do you guys remember Tag and like?
I kind of do.
School?
I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Give me a second. I'm gonna share my Discord screen so you guys can you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh my god, we get the inner workings.
Yes. Okay. Hey, so go ahead and take a look at my screen, guys. So this is
wow.
the waifu gambling center. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you type in the command, this is to rule specific waifus. And then, we'll get one randomly like this, right? So that's the name of the person, the character, from what show, how many people have claimed the certain character and how much they're worth, right? See? Right there.
He didn't claim.
No. We've been having in this specific Discord, we've been having this for a while now, so we kind of aim for like way higher rankings because a lot of the big names have been picked up already.
Wait, once you get them, that's it?
You keep them. You keep them under your. It's called married them when you claim them. See, like right here it says, they're now married. So they're part of your harem. So that's like you claim them. So that's like your list of who you have, right? don't remember how to pull up my harem because I have some pretty cool ones too. I have what's her name? Can't remember her name, but for My Hero, I have a lot of people for My Hero. I have a Choco for My Hero. I have the girl with the blood, the bad girl.
Oh, Toga.
Toga, I have
I would
her.
love to see your harem list. I mean, granted, we probably couldn't show the people, but
Yeah, I don't remember the command to do it.
that's okay. We can
right now.
Oh my god, no way do they have that cartoon Pixies or whatever the fuck it's called go down?
Dude, they have
Wings Club, there you go.
everything in here. Sometimes
That's
you
so
roll for a
weird.
waifu and you pull a Pokemon, like straight up, just Pokemon show up, like out of nowhere. Look, Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect, bro. She's not even an anime.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So this happens a lot here. See, like there's Hololive characters. So like, when they have the little heart, that means that they've been picked up already.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And people have argued and people have fought over stuff. People have betrayed each other and like ripped
Marvel
people off.
Enchantress. There's comic book characters too.
Mm-hmm. Dude, this shit's a lot of fun.
Oh wow, they have Green April to the sword. That's crazy.
This shit's a lot of fun. I highly, if you get enough people in Discord, I would recommend for us to put this on there because this is a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, literally 100%. I will do it. If we get more people in the Discord, I will just add it in. No questions about Jesus Christ. Dude.
Look,
Reggie Gigas. Oh my
this
god.
This is when I rolled. I rolled this Pokemon. I'm like, why the hell? What the fuck?
That's hilarious.
Look, from ReZero, this girl from ReZero. Yeah. So it's really a lot of fun. It's really fun to do. It's like the pastime.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
It just seems like a waste of time.
Well, it's not for Renee, but
Yeah,
Hector,
not for everybody. I would
it's for
definitely
you,
roll.
me.
I would
Yeah.
100% roll.
Unless you put some husbandos.
The Black Dude, woo! Nobody picked her up, unfortunately. But you can also roll for
Horny
husbandos
on
too.
main. What is that guy's name? Horny on main.
Oh, it's an inside joke. Hey, you know what? You want to, Renee? You want me to roll some husbandos? I'll roll some husbandos right now.
Yeah, let's
Live
go.
husbando roll. You guys can't see, but we will react.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think it's HA, the command. All right.
Wrecking car from
What?
Transformers.
Apparently he's a guy. I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right, let's see. I don't know who that is.
Ming Faison from Marshall King's Retired Life.
Yeah.
Was not claimed, by the way. He has not claimed any of these.
No, these are. I'm rolling right now just to see who I get.
Ooh, who's that?
Ooh, he's from
This
Fate
guy?
Stay. Yeah, he's
I don't know who he
mage.
is.
He's kind of
And
a
he
prick.
And he has 34. That's really, really low.
Issei
That's really,
Ryudo, by the way.
that's like really common.
Yeah.
Don't know who this guy
These
is.
are kind of whack.
Yeah, you get a lot of this. You get a lot of common, a lot of whack shit.
Oh shit!
This guy's
Claim
cool.
him, Kenpachi Zaraki.
I really don't want him though.
Okay, keep going. That was actually pretty good.
He's pretty cool, but I feel like I can get something better. And also, once you claim someone, you have to wait 3 hours until you can claim again.
Oh, that's trash. Ooh, Agil
What is
from
that?
SAO.
This guy, yuck.
From Sword
I don't like these.
Yeah, so far not good.
Yeah, this is mostly how it goes on both sides.
This is definitely fucking gambling, dude.
It is. Well, yeah, it's called
You
Rival
don't-
Gambling Center.
You definitely don't lose anything out of this, though.
No, it's just
Aridin
something
from
really-
The Witcher.
You
What
waste
the
your
fuck?
time.
How many rolls do I have? Okay, this is my last roll.
Wait, you only get a certain amount of rolls?
Yeah, you get 10 per hour or something like that. You can the more
What the fuck?
the more Kakra, which is this right here, right? The more of these crystals you have, you can level your account up, so then you can roll more. This one guy has like 20 rolls in the server.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be Renee, right? I'm just kidding.
No.
Let me see. Let me see if I remember how to spell this. 02. Let's see if this comes up. Okay, so like this is the number one ranked waifu
What
of all
the
servers.
fuck, dude?
It's 02. And this guy Nabu has her. And she's worth 1,178 Kakra.
That's
This
the
is-
goal, baby.
This is the waifu that everybody wants, and this guy has him, and he
Hold on.
doesn't even care for her. He's just holding on to her because she's the number one waifu.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't know, guys.
It changes
you
pictures.
can change pictures. Yeah, Renee, what's not to like? It's gambling.
And it's also waifus, bro.
You don't
On
get
God,
to
if I
really
don't get
keep
0-2.
anything though.
It's just for fun.
Is it fun?
I have a blast doing it.
Low key, I can see how this is fun.
Mm-hmm. Hey, he rolled. I have this one. He just rolled right now. This guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he rolled.
Yeah, he did.
This is from a very obscure comic book, and I'm the only one that knows from it. And that's why I picked it up.
Belongs to Rafa bot.
Alright,
Oh,
so I
you
picked it
can
up.
roll ones that are owned already?
No.
Oh, then why does it say owned by Rafa bot?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you roll a character that's already picked up by someone, you get points because you rolled it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Mhm.
Is that a fucking Sims character?
Yeah, dude, you get a bunch of random stuff in here.
How did he roll a fuck ton of these? What the hell?
Dude, these guys do it really fast because this is where things get crazy. This is where things get insane, and people start fighting and arguing. Anybody can roll. So I like right now when I was rolling, if I would have gotten someone like a really high number, and I'm not fast enough, someone else could pick it up. So people could steal each other's rolls.
Lisa Simpson. That's kind of fucked.
And it happens a lot. We don't. This is the wild, wild west right here. There's certain.
How do you claim?
I just have to
Oh,
do
react
a
an
react.
emoji?
Yeah. So if I want to, I'll just react to it. But I don't want. I really don't care for her. I don't care for her.
She's
yeah.
pretty hype. She has 159.
It's dude. They go up to like 1,000, dude. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm trying to get some good stuff here. So yes, and also you can wish. So you can put them under your wish list. So if they come up, you get a notification like, "Hey, your wife just got rolled." Now a lot of the times in other servers, people kind of respect the wish list, so they don't pick them up if they're not wished. Not in this server. This is the wild wild west, and if you're not fast enough, you will lose your waifu or husbando, and people fight and argue. This is one guy. His name on here is like Dr. Cheeseburger or some shit like that. He has a lot of the waifus that I want, and me and him are at war right now.
What the fuck?
He has Yui from K-On, bro.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
How dare he?
Exactly. How dare he?
That's hilarious.
But anyways, the point of this was, if you guys want to get into the shenanigans of Waifu Gambling Center,
Oh my god.
we'll join our Discord and we'll get our own Waifu Gambling Center going.
And husbandos.
And
Yes,
husband, I'm
don't
sorry,
forget
yes.
the husbandos.
Waifu/husbandos, because there's a lot of husbandos on here too. I would love to have All Might, by the way. Like All Might. I would love to have him on my
Like
on my
skinny
head.
All Might or all buff?
No, well, I'm pretty sure it's the same version. I don't think they differentiate it. Like All Might, I wouldn't mind having Nards on there.
Oof, that one you're gonna have to fight for Renee.
You can have Naruto. I'll
Let me
have
see.
Sasuke.
Oh
Let
fuck.
me look him up. Let me see how much he's worth. Real quick.
Who? Naruto?
Yeah. How you spell his last name?
Uzam. Is it? Actually, no. It might be Uzu.
Uzumaki.
There you go.
727.
Wow, that's
And
pretty
nobody
low.
has them. And nobody has them in the server. That's pretty good.
How would you be able to see who is the number one husbando?
Ooh, there's a specific command for that,
Yeah.
but I don't know it.
Oh, you're good. No worries.
Let's see. Oh, there's a
Way to
good
go,
fast
Hector.
Oh, yeah, I know. I kind of wanted. I allowed Rafa to go on this
What's Sasuke's last name?
Uchiha.
Yeah.
UCHI. I think it's only one C. Uchiha.
Hey, that
Yeah.
619.
Wow, lower than Naruto.
Lower than Naruto. Nice.
I mean, I guess.
It's
I still
understandable.
like him more.
Okay, last look up of a character, and then we'll move on.
What are you typing?
Wow.
418.
Dang.
Yeah, you can have him.
You should be way more than 418, but whatever.
To see how it's the buff version?
Image number 2 is skinny version. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to. It'll be fun to do this. All right, that was
I definitely found it, by the way. I like looked up the bot. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, everybody, there you go. There's your incentive. Play this gambling game with with us.
Yeah, well, it is.
But besides that, wow, we are perfectly positioned and timed for Rafa. You already know what time it is. It's time to get right into. Ugh, I can't believe I would do that. Just
Do it like Keemstar. Do it. I dare you.
no, I hate Keemstar.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I'm literally squashing any chance if you guys had any or hopes to work with them. I just do not like them. Let's get into the motherfucking news, baby.
Why would you want to work with Keemstar?
I don't know. Hey, some people are like, hey, Keemstar's pretty cool. He is not.
No, Keemstar is known to be an asshole. Okay.
I don't know who he is. I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's an asshole. All right. Here we go. You guys ready?
Ready.
Live from the Bento Boxcast newsroom. This is the Bento Box Weekly News Update. Good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm Rafa, and welcome to the 9:06 p.m. edition of the Bento Box Weekly News Update. Taking a look at the top stories this hour. Does anime make you more into the loser? The answer will leave you shocked. And also, there was an all-out brawl between the Dub Devils and the Sub Snakes and this crazy gang warfare on the streets. More on that later this hour. But first, out on the field, our anime news correspondents Hector, Renee, and myself with the latest anime news this week. Take it away, us.
Take it away, us. Could you imagine Rafa at the desk and then sprinting across, sprinting outside?
It's getting crazy out there, guys. The Dub Devils are beating up on the Sub Snakes.
Wait,
so,
whoa! What do you mean
Who
beating
are
up
these
on?
people?
Hold on.
it's just you guys. You see, we here at the Bento Boxcast, we have our own taste, but we respect each other, right? We don't choose violence. Some out there take it a little bit too seriously, Some out there, Dub versus Sub is the only way they live.
Oh.
So, hey, I'm just letting you guys know. I'm just letting you guys know that it's crazy out there. If whatever side you're on, Dub or Sub, please don't choose violence. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Please don't choose violence. I love that. Peace and love and positivity.
Yeah.
All shout out Logic.
Yeah. Exactly.
He definitely listens to this pod. So if he listens to it, then you guys should too. I forgot who's first. Who's first?
It's me.
Oh God.
It's me. It's Rafa. Okay, so I'm gonna start off the news this week, guys. So just released today, actually. I'm pulling this from Anime News Network, a really good website for all anime. By the way, I've been using this website for years. For the fans out there of Vinland Saga, just a big update. Vinland Saga is getting a second season. So I remember, Hector, we talked about this when we were talking about the first season of this anime, and I asked you if there was a second season. You said that there wasn't, right? But now there is going to be one, which is really cool to see. I'm nowhere near the end of season 1, but Hector, did you finish season 1?
Yes, completely, and I was super hyped about the show. I had heard some mixed uh discussion about season and anything after season one. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited to watch it obviously because Vinland Saga season one was like really really incredible, but yeah, there are some mixed reviews and mixed emotions about what's to come. So we'll see.
All right, so it'll be really really cool to see how the second season plays out. Some with the announcement, there are some like visual keys, some few like images promoting uh the second season that's going to be upcoming. I don't think there's a date just yet. Um, no, there isn't. There's no date for the second season as of right now, but it's good to know that there will be a second season in the future. So if you haven't seen the show, I'd recommend checking it out. At least season one. It is it's a dark tale of revenge. If I would just sum it up in a sentence, with some really good action, really like it's really violent. First of all, like super violent, and it's some really good animation. So if that's what you're into, if you're into some Viking fighting action, this is it for you here. Vinland Saga season 2. That's it.
It was really good. Definitely check it out. That was telling Renee about it too. For those of you that may or may not know, it is a Prime Video exclusive anime. So
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that. Yes, it's on. It's only on Amazon Prime. Season 1. If you are interested in checking it out, you can either check it out on Amazon Prime or just like how Vikings did, set sail on the seas.
oh, I like that a lot.
Hey, can
Ooh,
I say?
this man don't miss.
Can I say? All right, that's pretty much it for me. And on the news. Next,
All right,
go.
y'all. Okay, so in other news, I have some tea for you guys for those who didn't know this. It was just the timing of this was insane because literally last pod we were talking about MAPPA and how we were so excited about all the new projects that they're putting out. And just essentially just like telling Mappa like you know what you guys are doing a good job, right? And these animators who work on these projects are incredible. So with this piece of news, I think just literally had came out or a few days after that episode that we put out, that apparently the working conditions at Mappa haven't been that great. Apparently there was some animators coming out saying that like they're just being underpaid for the stuff that they're doing, and it just wasn't a good look for Mappa. So Mappa, I believe this put out a press release, I think like a couple days ago, kind of just saying that, don't believe everything that, don't believe everything you're hearing from the internet. They say that the information shared was incomplete and based on speculations and misunderstandings. This led to the distortion of the facts that caused issues for the studio. And they claim it caused great inconvenience to their business partners. So yeah, this was on July 2nd. A certain animator had took to Twitter to talk about his issues with Netflix pay rates, and he claimed that while working for Mappa, animators were underpaid and offered the lowest rates possible. Um, so yeah, and I think this person who came out on Twitter was an animation director who worked on the titles such as Card Fight, Vanguard, and Zombieland Saga, Revenge. So and it's actually funny because just recently too, Mappa had unveiled its new space, which they claim aims to improve working conditions. So, you know what? Not a good look for Mappa. They're saying that all the news coming out isn't real. But yet again, they literally just came out with a new studio space, and they're saying that this is going to help with their working conditions. So I don't know. Something's a little sketch, but yeah, I don't. Mappa's not looking too good in terms of its, its employees. The animators who work on these projects that we all love, like Jujutsu and Attack on Titan, like they should all be getting what, how do you say that? Getting their money worth on these projects. So it's just a little upsetting to hear that this is what's going on. So yeah, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on this or if you guys had like heard any of the news on this.
It's I haven't. I mean, I'm hearing this. I mean, when we brought it up, that's when I like noticed about it. But and I don't want to say it kind of makes sense, but like it's kind of like, oh, that's how they get so much things done, because they're always, and they're always working on like a bunch of anime and a lot of times on the same season, right? So it's like, how are they getting? Like, they must be, geniuses at animating. Well, now we know it's more like they're just kind of making people work for them in
Right.
really bad conditions and like kind of forcing them and whatever. Um Now this isn't new, right? Like forcing your employees to kind of finish products or a project or whatever and kind of pushing them. Like, this is something that happens a lot in the video game industry. So um they they tend to kind of like push them, and it's called like crunch time or whatever, like when they have to like finish the project at a certain time, so like they stay there for 20 hours, 10 hours. They don't go home, they stay there at the office and keep working. It kind of sounds similar to like that, at least to me, where like they're kind of forcing them to kind of keep working. Like, hey guys, you know we have to have the next episode ready in 2 days and we're only halfway
Right.
done. Don't expect to go home. Shit like that, right? So it's not new. It just sucks that it's happening to a to a studio that that we've praised a lot because of the
Mhm.
amazing work they've done. It just kind of sucks. So hopefully they figure things out, and and yeah, it's great to it's cool that we have like really awesome anime, and an anime that's really great, like fluid animation. But like, if these people are like literally doing, I don't want to say slave work, but like working in really shitty conditions, nah, I'm good. You know, yeah, I'll rather take a little bit more average animation just to make sure these guys are, not wasting away at the office,
Right.
because that's not fair. That's not fair for them.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. I had heard some rumblings, on Twitter where like people would react to just saying like, well, they would make jokes like, man, like Mappa's cranking out so many shows and doing so much in one year, especially during like COVID. Like, that's crazy. Like, I wonder what they could be, doing this and that and the other. And then come to find out, hey, like they're treating their employees like shit, like a sweatshop. And like for most people, um they would also be on the same like thought process of, these accusations about, having terrible working conditions. They're not like exactly something that's I don't want to say like brand new, but like something that has like some kind of weight to it. Like, it's not just completely like just shallow accusations and just people where they're just saying shit just to say shit, and just to cause a problem. So I think it's honestly super super tough and really unfortunate. But that's just kind of the situation we're in with at least Studio Mappa for now. Um, Whether we'll get an official statement or like
Mhm.
anybody looking into them on on the background or anything like that, or like any I don't know how that would work. Like, do they have a organization that, like, what is it called here in the U.S., like the workers union or
Like
whatever?
like a union?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mm.
a union, or there's like a specific like organization that worries about people like that, like working conditions. I
Like
remember.
HR, like an HR
Yeah, I was like
department.
human resources.
No, there's
Yeah.
like an actual like like company where you can call, like, hey, if your working conditions are poor, you can call them. And this, I forget. I remember seeing it at like my old job, but besides the point, I mean, yeah, it's just really really terrible to hear that. Especially because I actually really like a lot of Studio MAPPA shows, so
Yeah.
it's kind of tough. But you were gonna say, Renee?
Oh no, I was just gonna. It's like we have to almost just like support the animators, right? But like we don't necessarily know who they are because I mean they're working for MAPPA. So it's just it's a tough situation because yes, like MAPPA has put out all these great things, all these great projects, but like I mean, granted this was only one person I think coming out about the working conditions. So I am curious, like I'm not saying I don't believe them. Like I'm sure there is some stuff going on, but I am curious to know if other people come out to say anything. We don't work for MAPPA, so we don't really know what's going on over there.
Right.
But yeah, it's just the fact that Chainsaw Man, the trailer just like dropped, and I literally think like a few days after that, like this came out. Like we were so stoked, we're like, yay, MAPPA! Like, oh my god, they're doing all these great things, and then it was like, oh, so and so, like the working conditions are poor. I'm like, oh, like it was just the timing was just really weird. But maybe it was the best time. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, these companies should treat their employees with respect and give them the credit that they deserve because it's not like they're slacking. We're seeing all these projects coming out and they're killing it. So yeah, hopefully, hopefully MAPPA gets it together and yeah, hopefully these animators keep getting the credit that they deserve. And I mean, yeah, I'm just curious to see what comes out after this. So that's it.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm hoping that we get something soon, some kind of anything really.
Mhm.
Besides this, like, I'd probably call it like a minor statement that they kind of brought up. But that being said, we also have some other exciting news in the form of a film reveals a new poster, and that film is, of course, Sword Art Online Progressive. For those of you that may or may not remember, this is a kind of more deeper understanding of the show, and kind of a better telling of the first season of Sword Art Online. They just showed a awesome poster with, of course, Asuna and Kirito, and a new character with a staff and blue hair. Very, very interesting. It's going to be showing some cool stuff. I'm still a little disappointed that this is a film and not an actual, not an actual season of a show and things like that. But nonetheless, I'm not too mad at it. It is going to be exciting to watch. I love anything SAO, and I hope this revives the. I hope this revives the show to be better, to go back to its season one glory. Because I'll even admit everything after season one has not been the best. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do moving forward. But nonetheless, I'm super super excited about it. I know Rafa's not a big SAO fan, but like I said, this is a kind of a truer retelling and a better retelling of the show in general. So I don't know if you might check it out, Rafa. And Renee, I don't actually know if you've actually dabbled in Sword Art Online before. So
I have not, but a lot of people that I've talked to, they go either. So I have friends who are like super, super into it, and then I have friends who are just like, dude, this is complete trash. Um, so I haven't developed an opinion yet because I have not watched it yet.
Rafa, thoughts?
Um, I'll give it a chance. They might, I don't know, they might, correct the things that I have a problem with Sword Art Online. So I'm not gonna, be fully against it. I will give it a chance. I'll check it out.
So this is like its own thing. Like it's not a continuation from any of the other seasons,
Yeah, so
or
essentially it's like a standalone,
oh, okay.
which I like because, like, how would I explain it? It's a standalone movie that kind of retells season one of the show, but in a more, I guess,
Hmm.
detailed manner. So like in the show, they would kind of skip through certain floors and they would kind of just show the progress, but it'd be really fast progress. But in the movie, they plan on like showing almost every step that they took to get to where they got to in the end.
Okay.
In a broader way, I mean, they're just gonna be more detailed about it. So, yeah, you know, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, what is this even about? Can you give me a quick rundown?
Yeah, of course.
I have
So
no idea.
Sword Art Online. Well, actually, let me see. Let me see if I can find the official synopsis. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
like
I'm
I
trying
said,
to remember.
oh no, for sure. I've like I said, I've only heard people like pick sides on Sword Art, but I never fully knew like what it was all about.
I
That
can
movie.
tell.
Oh, go ahead.
I can tell you. Well, Hector looked it up. I'll give you the true rundown of the show. So pretty much, Sword Art Online is about these. It's in the near future, and people could put on these headsets. So like you like lay in your bed, you put on this headset, like a VR headset, and you go into like a game.
Oh,
So
like
you,
Ready Player One.
yeah, exactly, like Ready
Okay.
Player One, but you're laying down. You're not like moving around or whatever.
Okay.
So so they're in this game, and people are playing it or whatever. And I think it's the launch day of the specific game that happens, which is called Sword Art Online. And then somehow, some way, without giving out too much information, all the players get trapped in said virtual game. Okay, so
Mm.
there's no way they can leave the game. You can't exit the game. So like you can bring up like your menu, like you know how games have menus. You're like, oh, options and resume game or whatever, and like exit game. There's no exit game for them, so they can't remove the headset. They're stuck there inside the game. And the only way to pretty much escape is to pretty much beat the game, right? So but the catch is, the big twist is that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Dang, that's messed up. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So then Kirito he's the guy that we follow. He's been playing the game since the beta, so he's like he's pretty strong in the game, right? So going in. So, you follow him, you follow some other characters, his friends, stuff like that, people he meets along the way, trying to figure out who is behind this and trying to, pretty much escape with their lives. The premise is super cool, an awesome
Sounds
premise.
cool.
The execution is dog shit.
Oh.
So I would say enter your own risk, Renee. I have a lot of problems with this show, and the main problem with the show is Kirito himself. But to
Form
each
your
his
own
own.
opinions.
Yeah, exactly. To each his own. If you want to go in and check it out yourself, Renee, go right ahead. And if you end up liking it, this is how it is. You're gonna be just like Hector, because Hector likes the show, and I'm gonna be the only one that knows the truth. So
Do I
Knows
just
the
start off
truth.
with this movie? I mean, is that
Personally,
a
I
good
would say
start?
yes. I think that this movie is definitely the best stepping stone for you. Like, especially because this is supposed to be a better retelling of the first season.
Okay.
And because it's a movie, I mean, it's gonna be a one and done sit down, so it's not too bad. The only problem is that I would probably have is where do you go from here? You watch that and then you would just immediately jump into season 2, which in my opinion isn't like the best.
season 2 is the worst season in the whole show.
Oh no.
Isn't that Gun Gale?
Is it Gun Gale? I mean, to me, what they
Oh
did in
no,
season 2 is like,
I remember season 2 is the fairy season.
yeah, season 2 is the fair
Yeah,
season
I
where
did
they
not like that
destroyed
season either.
Azunya as a character.
Wow.
That's your opinion.
It's the truth. It's not my opinion. It's the
It's your
truth.
opinion. But that being
Okay.
said, moving forward, the show looks dope. I mean, the movie looks dope. The poster looks sick.
The poster looks awesome.
And I mean, hey, we'll see. I have very high hopes for this show in general. I mean, for the movie, duh. But yeah, I kind of hope that it's just a revamp. Like they're just like, you know what, hey man, this is clearly we did not hit the mark after season 1, so let's just completely destroy everything you guys knew and just rebuild it. Granted, this newest season the most newest season to the show kind of alludes to that, where it's like going to be a reset. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping this is a start though, because this goddamn does the show need it. It's great though, but it needs it.
Confuses me. Like, how does someone say like it's so good, so great, but then like
Exactly.
say it sucks at the same time? That's where I just
Because
get confused.
I really really like it. I mean, I will always watch it. I've watched everything. It just has its moments where it's just like, man, like it falls under the category of the main character is super OP, and then it does this trope where like the main character loses his OPness and then brings it back into like the most dire situation. And it's just like, that's the only part that I'm not a big fan of. I wish they had allowed other characters, and the thing is, they also incorporate like a harem into it, which I don't know if you know what a harem is, but just to explain for everybody who may or may not know, a harem is when a character, either male or either male or female. If they are female, then it's called a reverse harem. If a bunch of men like her, but in the sense of like a male, one male character has a bunch of female characters that like him, all at the same time. And it's just like a gang of women that just are in love with him, and he decides to do whatever he wants with that. But and same thing for the girls. Reverse harems are actually pretty funny. Most of the time they're like comedy reverse harems though. But you see a lot of harems in like male action shows. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to SAO that's really really great, and then there's obviously the stuff that like is not the best, and people will just bring up constantly.
I'll get you.
But yeah, that is it for the news segment this week. So Rafa, tune us out.
Thank you so much, Hector, Renee, and myself for the news. As always, everyone, please be safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and keep an eye out for those dastardly devils and those sinister sub snakes. They're out there and they'll break your bones, and they'll make you watch anime in the audio file that you don't want to listen to it. Be careful, guys. Be safe. Until next week, it's the Bento Box Weekly News Update. Stay safe, and good night.
I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea what gangs you were talking about. Like, I thought these were like legit gangs
No,
on the street. It took me a hot minute to understand what you were talking about.
it's the Dub
I,
Devils.
You definitely said dastardly devils, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, I meant to say, well, dastardly Dub Devils. They're fans of dubs. They only watch dubs.
I know it wasn't until you had to explain it though. First said it, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are legit gangs on the street. Like, what is happening? And then
No,
it went over my head. I'm sorry.
okay, it's fine. And the sinister sub snakes. Too much violence in the streets.
I think that's definitely my favorite. Sinister Sub.
Snakes.
That's the homies right there. Those are the ones, baby.
No. But yep, there you
go. We love to see that. But speaking of loving to see, we have to, give a farewell for now, because it did not come out this week, but it did come out last week. Or no, not last week. 2 weeks ago. And that is episode 102 of My Hero Academia. Now, we didn't talk about it in the episode prior because Rafa had not watched it yet, but we're finally here to talk about the last episode I think 13, 13 of the show, episode 102 in chronological order. And man, we had to get a refresh on this because it's been a minute since that one appeared. But to give a quick synopsis of what occurred to refresh your guys' memory, because,
Please.
It's definitely been 2 weeks, yeah. It started off with the big three, our trifecta, our triforce, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, essentially beginning their, what is it, like, work study, there you go, their work study program at Endeavor's agency, and from there, they are essentially just shadowing him, and we see him kind of go through the motions of just, what he does, and they're kind of conversating, and we see, Endeavor kind of say, like, I only accepted the request from Todoroki because he asked me, or from Shoto because he asked me, but I have zero care for you guys. Zero fucks are given about you two. I'm only here to give Shoto lessons on how to use Flash Fire Fist or whatever it was. And as the episode continues, you see Endeavor kind of jump into action and kind of fight this wizard magician villain guy who kind of, causes chaos and mayhem, and we just kind of see the, three mini heroes, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki kind of try to jump into action and try to assist out Endeavor as he goes through the motions of being the number one hero. And of course, we all know he takes down the magician villain, but he then explains that something big is coming, and that Endeavor will be the darkness to come, or something along those lines, that a darkness is coming, and Endeavor is not the light that we need. And also, before we even got to that, I forget to mention that we, get a glimpse of Hawk speaking to Best Jeanist, and he's doing some shady, sketchy shit. He is having a conversation with Best Jeanist, and then out of nowhere, the last scene we see of both of them, we have good old Hawks pulling out two blade feathers, and it seems like he's about to jump and attack Best Jeanist in his own home when he just moved in. Like, and let the man unpack.
Oh, okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, take it all.
But when Hawks leaves Best Jeanist's apartment, he has like this big old duffel bag. So I don't know, like, is Best Jeanist in that duffel bag?
That's what I thought. Like, damn, he put
I
him
thought
in
that
that
was
bag.
so sketchy. Yes, I don't know, guys. I don't know what happened to Best Jeanist.
It definitely did not look good. I'm not gonna lie to you, it did not look good.
Okay, take it away.
No, whatever. What happens after that? Like I said, it flashes forward and we see Endeavor and the kids, and they, fight the magician guy, like I said, and then they defeat the magician guy, and then from there, Hawks intervenes in this little one-on-one, that they're having with the little magician villains, henchmen, and he gets in the way of the three students, and they have this little powwow, this little conversation, and Hawks has this book about I completely forgot the name, but it's like the militia army, whatever. And so he gives this book to Endeavor and says, I've been giving them out to a bunch of heroes out there to just kind of spread the word, kind of like like one of those, like people that give out books, religious books. I'm talking about those religious people. Yeah. They're like, hey, can we talk to you about our Lord and Savior, the militia group? What is it? The Revolution? I don't even know.
Revolution Army? I don't know. But I don't know.
It's something army. I remember that. But
yeah. And you're close enough. That's all that matters.
Well, we're around there. They want the Liberation Army. God, yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
There you go,
the Revolution.
The Liberation Army. And so, so he's, spreading out their book, and saying, hey, man, you should check it out. So they have some cool ideals in there. And he kind of starts to drop these weird, subtle hints to Endeavor, like, hey, yeah, man. And he's kind of contradicting himself from a conversation they had previously in one of the episodes prior. And Endeavor's like, dude, what the hell is he saying? Like, this sounds kind of weird and sus. And then he, just starts to focus on those words. And, Hawks at one point, he's like, hey, I also have these books. And so he pulls them out. And he's like, the secret to me being the number 2 hero is also within these books. And he just keeps saying the number 2, the number 2, the number 2. And then, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki also get a book each from Hawks. And Deku's like, I should read this book and see if it can improve any of my hero skills and this and that. And he's, thinking of it in this analytical way. Bakugo's like, I don't care about this book. Like, he just, you can tell he's going to burn it afterwards or just chuck it or literally get rid of it. And then, of course, you have Todoroki, who's just thankful, but in a nonchalant, I don't care kind of way. And then the episode continues. We see everybody go back to the agency, and obviously we know that Endeavor is the number 1 hero currently in the standing. So of course his agency that he has is the number 1 biggest, most requested agency, and we see that he has a plethora of sidekicks, some that have really cool designs, especially this one who has like green flames and looks kind of like a lizard dragon thing, which is kind of cool. She's definitely the one that stood out the most out of all the sidekicks that he has. And then we see Endeavor in his office with Bakugo outside, kind of yelling, "Yo, man, we're here to train and do some shit. Like, let us get to work." And just being the roughhouse that he is. And yeah, then we see Endeavor kind of pick the pieces together from what Hawks was hinting towards him, and he read every second word from the book that was highlighted. And would you find out that or rather, we find out that in the next 6 months, the Liberation Army and the other League of Villains are going to be attacking society. So they have 6 months to gather the troops, train, get ready, and get as many heroes as possible so that they can fight back against the enemy. And literally, that's where it cuts off. And then, of course, a week break, or maybe even more, came through. So this past week, July 3rd, this Saturday, there was no episode, so we did not get a continuation on the story. And then we'll wait to see if we get one. It'll probably be July 9th or July 10th. No confirmation date, but you never know. You know, some of these anime episodes get dropped without us knowing. For example, Rafa for this last episode, he just didn't even know that it was out.
Right.
So then there you go. Yeah, what did you guys think of the episode? How are you guys feeling about the upcoming episode? Because it is continuing, I believe, in the summer 2020. We just don't know exactly when, but like I said, it is continuing, and we will be getting more My Hero later on. But episode 102, give me your guys' thoughts.
It was.
Go ahead. No, you can
Yeah, I'm kind of like in between with this episode. Like it's. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I wasn't like super hyped about it. Like the stuff with Hawks was awesome. 'Cause that's gonna be a big part of the story, right? Like what he's up to and all that. He's with the League of Villains. They're trying to get in good with them, and because he's undercover, and being undercover, I think he's doing stuff that maybe a lot of people won't be okay with, but maybe those are things that he needs to do, you know, to gain the trust of the villains and stuff like that. The whole thing with the book was cool. How Endeavor figured that out and all that stuff. So like, there's some really cool moments in this episode. For me, it was just felt like more of just like, hey, we're setting up the next part of the season. Pretty much, that's what it felt for me. Like, this is we finished, the training, the fighting, the school thing with the other class or whatever, and now we're getting to the real meat and potatoes of the season. It's these three studying on their endeavor and getting ready for the villain arc and all that other stuff. So overall, it was like it's a decent episode. It's a really decent episode. It's just just getting us ready for what's to come, pretty much. So it was for me. It wasn't that grandiose for me. I didn't like the opening at all, and I don't think I liked the ending either. Did I
Oh, they
like the
did?
ending?
They had a new opening, you're right.
Yeah, they did, and I didn't like
I
the
was not a
opening.
fan either. No, the song wasn't that great.
No, I don't know where I'm at with the ending. I feel like I kind of like the ending, but I can't fully recall on that. But for sure, I was like, yeah, this opening sucks. I'll give this episode. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. It's just setting up. It's just setting up the next part of this season. So, but yeah, not that hyped, I guess.
I mean, you, Rafa, and Hector, you guys kind of covered it. I mean, yeah, this episode was definitely like just like a build-up episode, if that's even the correct term. Like nothing, it wasn't like action-packed or anything, but you definitely find out that something's coming relatively soon. I mean, 6 months isn't really a lot of time. Uh, from this episode, couple things. I'm still having a hard time trusting Hawks. He like they show you that he's kind of working undercover with the League of Villains, and he's a hero. He's the number 2 hero. But I don't know, like that scene with Best Genius, and and first of all, I was really excited to see Best Genius because it's been a very long time. The last thing we knew, like he was missing, so it was cool to see him in this episode, knowing that he was doing well. But that, when Hawks went to visit him, even Best Genius was like, "Oh, like it's a little weird that you're like visiting me." So like something's just very, very off, and I don't know. I'm not getting a good feeling with Hawks. It could just be me, but he's just been such a sketchy character, and I know that he is doing, he's doing undercover work, but I don't know. It seems like he has like another agenda going on that we don't know about. And yeah, the whole scene with like, I swear, when it cuts from him talking to Best Genius, and like next thing you know, he's flying with this big old duffel bag. I'm like, that's a little sketchy. Um, so I'm just curious to know like how that unfolds. And yeah, I mean, it was really cool to see, Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto like, working with Endeavor's agency, seeing the like behind the scenes of like how his agency's being operated. I mean, him being the number one hero, like there's a lot more people. A lot more calls are getting in at the agency. So he has a lot of psychics, taking the calls and the cases. So that was pretty cool. And then yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked with the, what's next to come. I mean, I I said it in the last pod, but or a couple pods before, but My Hero has some of the best villains. So I'm really excited to see how that comes about. League of Villains is they're pretty awesome. So I'm just curious to see how everything just plays out. So this episode, it was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like it was like dragging in any way. If I had to rate it, I'll probably give it like a 7 because I still really didn't enjoy it, and like the whole thing about Endeavor, like, just like figuring out what this book is about from Hawks, like just decoding everything and like finding out like, yo, stuff's about to go down in 6 months. I mean, I'm excited yet terrified. So it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it.
Okay, if you had to give it a score rating.
Mm. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh,
No, it's okay.
because I was trying to think of mine, and I mean it's been a minute since I watched it, but I don't know. I think I'd have to agree with Rafa. I think it's a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed the episode. The moments that they were there, obviously, right, and just like the cool moments that were kind of brought upon by by like seeing the agency and just seeing Hawks kind of gather some of the stuff that, or not Hawks, rather Endeavor kind of gather some of the stuff that Hawks was kind of, are you picking up what I'm putting down type stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely just felt like one of those another setup episodes, kind of like the ones from earlier
Mhm.
where they kind of like fight setup type stuff. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at, but I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to some more cool stuff out of this. Whether it's gonna be a good time or not, we shall see. But we have a lot of cool stuff coming forward, so I'm not too stressed.
By the
Um,
way, I love the design of what's your name? She's a sidekick for Endeavor. Her hair is on fire. Her green hair. Her name's Blazing or something like that.
yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, and I fully agree. I love her character design. It's super
She
sick.
she looks super cool. Yeah. Just wanted to point that out.
No, yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Fully agree. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of it's tough scenes that we had to wait. I have no idea. I hope they come back this week. But
I, I think they will. I mean, I think I heard or read somewhere that last weekend there was like another event. Like there was some sort of event going on that ended up pushing the episode back or something like on TV. I thought that's what I heard, and that's why it didn't come out that weekend. I could be wrong.
ooh, okay. Which I mean that happens every so often, so it's nothing
Hmm.
to be surprised about. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we get something this week and we get to watch some good times. If they don't decide to like take an extended break in between the seasons, which by extended break it'll be like maybe 1 or 2 weeks, no, 2 to 3 weeks rather. But if it's just 1 week that they skip and they continue with the regularly scheduled program, I will be extremely happy with that. But I think it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of the show, guys. Let's jump into our review, our thoughts, our concerns, and just what we really just dive deep in there on the spring 2021 anime Uh, and man, we have a lot to talk about. Um, each one of us had a different list as to what we would be watching, and we all had the ability to drop certain shows if we just thought they weren't really up to snuff with what we really like or enjoy, or we picked up some other shows along the way from the season that we were kind of just surprised about and just heard some good things about it. So first and foremost, I want to hear from the man himself. Rafa, talk to us about your picks for spring 2021.
Okay, so at the end of this season, I only finished 4 shows. And I essentially dropped everything else. Some of them I didn't even start watching, It's the thing that I always do, Hector. I always do this. I do it every single season. I have a long list of shows and I end up watching 2 or 3 of them. Funny enough, I ended up watching one more extra this time around. Um but it's just, I don't know. I need to stop giving myself such long lists if I'm not gonna watch them. Um First and foremost, I finished watching Zombieland Saga Revenge by MAPPA. As you know, we brought them up earlier today. Loved it. It was such a lot of fun. They're setting it up for season 3. It looks like. Can't wait for more of that. Zombieland Saga is a blast. It's a lot of fun, and it's hilarious. It's just really good stuff. Some good character development in that show between season 1 and season 2. I would highly recommend it, even though I'm not a huge fan of idol anime. This is a one exception I would make for that. From there, I have Don't Tow With Me, Miss Nagatoro-san, the bully girl anime, where we talked about this beforehand. It is the way that I described it back in the day is the same way I would describe it to this day. It is 80% messing with the guy, 20% uh romantic hints here and there. Not much has changed since then. They have kind of like, they've been a little bit more forward about like what they feel about each other, Naruto and the main guy. But for the most part, it's just the same hijinks through and through. You know, making fun of the dude. Dude gets all sad and shit, and then he says like stop it, and then he says something cute to her, and then she starts blushing. That is literally the sum of an episode of Miss Naruto-san. That's what you're into. I mean, I enjoyed it. Whatever, you
That's
know.
all that matters, right?
It's all that matters is that I enjoyed it at the end of the day. Hopefully there's a season 2. I do want to see them actually become a couple. That'll be super awesome. But when it comes to romantic comedies that have more emphasis on comedy, that's you rarely get to see stuff like that. But hey, a boy can dream, right? Um, from there, I watched or I finished what's the name? Farewell, My Dear Kramer. This is another show I brought up multiple times. It's about a high school girls soccer team who are trying to play soccer pretty much. They're their team, they're not that well. They're not good at it. I mean, there's talented players on the team, but as a unit together, they're not that good. And it's pretty realistic for the most part when it comes to them going against other teams. Because sometimes with these sports anime, I know there's something that Hector, I know you brought up before, but like the in a sports anime or whatever, the main character, the main characters somehow some way end up winning the big game, or they pull something off crazy style and they shock everybody and they're like, wow, look at them, and they win it all and stuff like that. I remember you brought that up a long time ago, Hector. um and that's why that's like the main reason you're not really into sports anime. um with this show, yeah, there's certain moments where they're like, oh man, look at them show off their skill, but at the end of the day, it kept it pretty realistic. Their team, the main characters team, a lot of them are first year high school students and like a few like second year students for the most part. So they're a brand new team, so they're not working as a like a well-oiled machine like compared to some of the other teams they faced. And spoiler alert, they lose. They lost pretty much for the whole season. Going against other teams.
Really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But it's cool to see that because like they didn't again they had their moments where they showed off their skills and stuff like that. But like one of the characters in the show at the last episode said in the last episode they pretty much straight up said it like because one of the main characters was confronted confront yeah, I said that right, whatever. um well, one some of the other characters from the different team that they went against went up to the one of the main girls and said, "Hey, leave this bogus ass team and come play with us because they're like ranked number 2 out of the whole like county or the area they live in, right?" She's like, stop playing with these bums. Come play with us. We're better than them. You're better than them. Like you lost clearly, so why you stick with them, right?" And then in the girl from one of the main character girls, she was like, "Hey, look, I'm not sad that we lost because I mean, look at our team. Like we're a bunch of newbies here. Like, yeah, we do have talent between us, but we're not working well as a team. We don't know each other that well to be working as a really good team. And yeah, I can leave and go play with you guys, but I'd rather build this team from the ground up and show you guys that we can be better than what you guys have." So I can't wait to see more. I hope they bring this show back because this is really it was a lot of fun watching this show. I just have a feeling that a lot of people didn't watch it, so that I'm kind of scared that they might not get a season 2. And the last show that I watched all the way through, which we just talked about, was My Hero Academia. No reason to go into that. You guys already know what I think about that. Shows that I dropped. I started watching Megalobox. It was like a few episodes in. I was super hyped about that show at the beginning, but I don't know. It's me, not the show. I just ended up dropping it. The shows, the episodes that I see was really good stuff. Really, really, really great stuff. But there's just so much anime that catches my interest nowadays, I guess. So yeah, that's it. That was my my spring anime season right there. Not a lot of stuff going on, but the stuff that I did watch, I enjoyed the hell out of it. So
Well, I'll be damned. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm in the same vein as you, Rafa. I will just jump right into my list next. For this past season, I had quite a bit of honestly, I had a lot of shows. I don't think about it. I had a lot of shows on my list, but um, I will say this is probably my least favorite anime season of all time that I can remember to date. Uh, this was excruciatingly painful because of how lackluster this season was. Um, to name a few shows that I watched, obviously My Hero Academia, which you guys know. Yeah, I thought the season was alright. It was decent. I had also this one called To Your Eternity, which was pretty, again, decent. And it kind of sucks because that's just what, you know, I'm stuck with just saying. Like, yeah, man, this was decent. This was decent. This was decent. And then I also had the anime called 86, which, again, was just decent. That one had a really cool premise and story, but the anime itself, I just felt like was way too slow. It was a mech military drama action sci-fi anime, and they had like these mech robots that would go into fight a war. When in reality, it just there was a hidden meaning behind it all that we just didn't know about, and I don't know. It just felt, like I said, very lackluster to me. That show itself. I got to the end, but I was definitely dragging myself to get to that finish line of 13 episodes. Next, we had Tokyo Revengers, which I'm sure Renee will speak about a little more. But that was probably my second favorite show of the season. I'll leave my first towards the end. moving on, we also had how to not summon a demon lord. Omega. Can confirm I just dropped it after episode 4. That was just like a harem anime that I just could not care for. And it got like they just kept running on the gag of, oh my god, the main character somehow some way gets into the Lucky Lecher shit from Fire Force, and oh man, the women are undressed, and oh man, he gets to have his hand on their chest, and I was like, all right, bro, this is too much for 4 episodes. I'm already over it. And the story was kind of whack too, so I just never got on to finishing it. So we'll see. Will I go back and finish it to see if season 3 comes out anytime soon? No. At some point in the future, maybe. Speaking of shitty of shitty harem ecchi bullshit, combatants will be dispatched. Pretty dog ass too. I had some funny moments.
Oh my god. You watched that? I could not get past episode 1.
I got up to episode 4 and then dropped it. Like
Jesus Christ, that was a piece of shit.
That was
hooked after 3 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it the good old, Bento Boxcast try, the 3-episode rule, and I'm like, oh, maybe episode 4 is better. It was not. So I got halfway through episode 4 and I was like, yeah, I'm good, and immediately closed that shit out and never watched it again. Man, I mean, I had high hopes for Eden Zero, but apparently that was only a Japan release. No, it's gonna be coming to Netflix in the U.S., but I have no idea when. They might have announced that by now, but I could not tell you what it was. Yeah, keep it a stat, keep it 100 with you. This season was dog water, not my favorite. You guys heard plenty of times I was just bitching about this season. The only things that were keeping me afloat was my refound love for Boruto, One Piece, of course, because we're finally in the biggest war arc according to Oda. Link click from Renee and shit, like, yeah, just reoccurring shows, like that what kept me holding. Oh, and how could I forget, my number 1 show of the spring 2021 season was, of course, the show that Rafa was like, yo, what the fuck is up with this name? Higehiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway.
My goodness.
The name is very sus and very, wow, for real? But hear me out. This is a great story of a young woman who learns to love herself. Kind of like is it coming of age, right? That's kind of, yeah, a coming of age story. And golly, gosh darn it, was it such a phenomenal one to watch. I will admit they had its very ecchi moments where the high school girl would try to come on to the 20-something-year-old man, but thank God this man is heaven sent. He was like, ew, what the fuck? No, I don't like little girls. I am into older women with big breasts. Shout out to you, my guy, being correct on not, being a pedophile. Good on you. But man, did this little girl had a fucked up past. So I highly suggest watching it. It was actually, like I said, my favorite of the season. But I am so, with a sigh of relief, I am happy to no longer have to look back on spring 2021 and instead look forward to the future of summer 2021. But
yeah, boy,
yes, sir. But we still have Renee to tell us about her viewing of spring 2021. So Renee, take it away. Talk to us about your stuff.
Okay, so for those who aren't too familiar, like I joined the pod back in April, so my list right off the back was relatively short. I'm not too at the time I wasn't too familiar with how like seasons worked. So every time I like watched a new anime show, I kind of just caught it like, whatever just looked good on Netflix or Funimation or any streaming service, like I'll just watch it. So like I wasn't really familiar with like how seasons worked. So when I had to create my first season watch list, I knew that I couldn't I didn't have many shows on my like list just because like I'm the kind of person where like I have to take my time with the show. Like I can't give myself too much at one time. So I kind of gave myself a couple. I think, I think I picked out a few. I think they were the more like action drama series. Uh I ended up just focusing on two of them. The other two, there was nothing wrong. I just couldn't get to them because I'm watching like things for Anime Swap every week, and those are essentially like new shows for me because I'm still fairly new on this anime journey. Um, so from the spring 2021 list, I had like Mars Red, Joran, I had Tokyo Revengers, and then of course My Hero. Mars Red, there was, as I said, like there was nothing wrong with it. I'm still very interested in it. I just haven't gotten to it. And Joran, I watched the first episode and it was okay. I wasn't hooked right away, but like I just didn't give it a chance because I just didn't have time. But um and besides My Hero, like I mean, we all loved it. It was such a good. Of course, I follow that show. Amazing. But the one show that I actually didn't know how I was gonna feel about it was Tokyo Revengers. As I was kind of like browsing the list of like what animes were coming out that season, it kind of like the thumbnail and like the synopsis like seemed pretty interesting. So I was like, okay, like why not? I'll give it a shot. And I did remember like watching the first episode and not like completely loving the way it looked. Like I had a really hard time with the way like Takemichi, the main character, looked, and just like how the characters were drawn. But it was still a really pretty. It was a pretty show. Like I liked the animation. It was just like when it came for like just how the characters were drawn, I had a really big problem with it. But I kept watching because this show. I don't know. I guess in a way I did. I looked over the animation, the characters, and I kind of was interested in the story, like the whole like him Takemichi going back in time to kind of like bring back his girlfriend and um was it just I think just to bring she had died in the future, so he went back in time to kind of prevent that from happening. Um and I the more I watched it, the more you get attached to like these characters like Takemichi, Hinata, his girlfriend, the Tokyo Manji gang. Like there's just some really cool characters in this show. As I said, like I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, but I'm obsessed. Like the story just keeps getting more intense. It involves like a lot of gangs, which was cool. Just a lot of people getting beat up, and the Tokyo Manji gang is actually they're pretty awesome, and I just really like their uniforms. They're just pretty cool looking. They're badass. Mikey, the leader of the Tokyo Manji gang, he's super cool, and I'm obsessed with his like not his bodyguard. He's second in command, like Draken. If you guys had heard in the last pod, like I think he's like super attractive. But anyways, besides the characters being handsome and the story being awesome, that was probably just a show, as I said, like wasn't something I expected I was going to like, but I'm I'm hooked. So like I'm all caught up. Yeah, episode 13 had came out last weekend. I'm excited for this weekend. I definitely think it's worth watching for those who are curious. And I'm curious to know if you guys, for anyone who's listening, if you have seen the show, like I would love just to hear what other people think about it. I haven't in my group of friends. I think I'm the only, and besides Hector, I think we're like the only ones that have watched it. I haven't talked to anyone else who's seen it. But I definitely think that was kind of a really good show that came from the spring 2021 list. So, and besides My Hero. But I'm going to say this, I think I enjoyed Tokyo Revengers a lot more than My Hero um, this season. So that says something in itself.
I
But,
second that.
but yeah, that was my very, very short list. Um, as I said, I'm still very new to my anime journey. So hopefully hopefully I watch a little bit more comes next season. But yes, Tokyo Revengers, guys, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, it was so sick. I can't wait for the second core to come around. I mean, they like we've talked about it before, but they've shown like just some cool stuff that's on the way coming through, and like the visual posters and things like that. So I'm super excited for it. 100%. Like I'm all for it. And I just want to know who the fuck. What is it? Kisaki, whatever his name is, the dude that keeps
Saki?
making people. Oh, Kasaki, yeah.
Mhm.
The guy that keeps making shit happen. I am over it.
Yeah, it's getting really good. Rafa, I know you started watching the show because of Anime Swap, and I know you had all these questions, and some of them get answered, some don't. But if you have the time, I think you would enjoy it like where it's at now. Like it's only getting more intense. A lot's unfolding. I think it's definitely worth the watch if you have time. I know you're busy.
He's a busy guy.
Maybe.
He's not gonna watch it, but I'm just saying
You gotta
it's good.
you gotta know your audience, and that is definitely not Rafa.
It's if I didn't have so many questions, but if I didn't have so many problems with the time travel aspect of it, I'm pretty sure I would have been with you guys. I don't know. I might suck it up and just watch it. I don't know. No promises though.
No, it's fine.
I
already gave up.
I already gave up. I don't even care anymore. But guys, if you agree, disagree with a lot of our picks, then please feel free to let us know in the comments down below or tweet at us about it and tell us what shows we may have missed and should watch, or what shows that we dropped that we should still pick up and continue and finish. So yeah, have that conversation with us. Talk to us about it and let us know what you guys think. But like I said, looking to the future, being excited about what's to come. Summer 2021 season is now on the way. So with that being said, we are super excited to watch. We have already began to see the first episodes of some of the shows that we said we were going to watch. If you guys didn't hear what our lists are for this upcoming season, I believe we talked about it a pod or two ago, I think.
Yeah, it was an earlier episode.
Yeah, so definitely check that out and to see what we will be watching. And maybe you want to watch it along with us, or maybe you got some recommendations that we did not add to our list. But after episode 1, for a few of the shows that I put on my list, I'm actually looking very forward to this season. I have high hopes, very, very high hopes. But that being said, we are now moving on to Anime Swap. Rafa, I heard to have high expectations for this Anime Swap. So, hope you got everything you need ready.
I'm ready to go.
And there you go, brother. Take it away.
Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Anime Swap. Have you seen my brother? My brother's gone missing. I can't find him. He did the first anime, so I remember him. He was a smoker. He smoked a lot. He went inside that church, and he never came out. I'm looking for him. He's tall. He has blonde hair. He has one blue eye and one red eye. He got hit in the head really hard one time. That's why his eyes are like that. If you've seen him, give me a call. I haven't seen him for about a week. I miss him. Anime Swap.
Anime Swap. Wow.
Yeah. The brother's gone missing, guys. What's gonna happen? I don't know.
Stay tuned for next week to find out.
Stay tuned. He went inside that church, and he never came out. I don't know what's going on.
Oh fuck!
Anime Swap.
I like how it's like no longer you announcing things. It's just you like just talking about these made up stories.
Yeah, it's a story.
Wild.
Yeah. It's these guys
Anime Swap. I lost my brother.
These guys are buying airtime on TV, and instead of promoting the swap around of anime, he's announcing that his brother went missing. So that's what's going on right now. Keep an eye out, guys, please.
Let us know in the comments down below if you've seen
Let me
him.
know, yeah, let me know if you've seen him.
One blue eye, one red eye.
Well, yeah, and he's
And
blonde,
blonde
and
hair.
he's
tall.
tall, yeah,
Dear God.
and he's a smoker.
And
Oh,
he's a
yes,
smoker. That's
there
right.
you
I forgot
go.
about that. The smell of cigarettes.
Exactly.
Jesus. Well, that being said, let's get into anime swap, where we have to react to Renee's recommendation, I believe.
Yes,
Yes.
those are names.
And that was,
Yes.
well, okay. You
Uh,
gave us the Japanese name,
Yeah, it was
It's
the
terror
Zanyo.
and
Resonance.
resonance. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zanyo no terror.
Which
Zankyo.
Rafa, I'll let you. I'll let you take it away.
Okay.
Go for it. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, by the way. I remember picking this. This was something I haven't seen, but like it seemed interesting, and like we were talking about Mappa last week and how we were all
mhm.
excited. So I was like, oh, like maybe we should just watch one of like Mappa's top 10
Right.
best
Right.
anime. So that's where this is from.
Have you seen it since then? Are you
I only watched the first episode.
okay?
Yes.
So I like it. I like what it's doing. It's giving me a lot of Death Note vibes.
I agree.
Um, because we're following the two main guys that we're following. We don't know their backstory. They're clearly hinting more on their backstory. But they're doing some pretty fucked up things right now. So just really quickly, so in this anime show, Terror and Renaissance, we're following these two guys. One is named Nine, and the other one is named 12, and they're out there committing, in a sense, terrorist attacks. They're blowing up buildings and stuff like that, and they're on the internet talking shit to the police about it, and the police are they're trying to hunt them down, and that's pretty much all we really know from the first three episodes. They do hint that these guys are not normal, that they had a different upbringing, kind of like if I would have to relate it to anything, the way kind of like the way they brought up L in Death Note, right? Like he was
hmm
in a group of a bunch of kids, and they're like making them like do like puzzles and shit like that, like because I guess they're geniuses or whatever. So they're clear. There's something else going on there with that, right? That these guys are apparently they're super smart. You can tell, just because of the planned attacks they had set up. It's more than just a hey, we're placing a bomb here, we're just gonna let it blow up. Like they have this planned out pretty much. So they're really intelligent guys, right? They're really smart dudes. So these guys are out there blowing up buildings and shit like that. And this one detective who was retired has to, pretty much get back on the force, pick up his detective badge again and try to figure out, who are these guys who are literally doing terrorist attacks in the city. And in between all this that's going on, there's this girl who is this shy, quiet high school girl who gets bullied a lot. Um, I don't know what's her name in Japanese because I watched it in English dub, which it's not that great, by the way. The English dub for this show is not that great. It's all right, but I'm pretty sure the Japanese audio is a lot better. But in the English dub, they called her Lame Lisa. I think that's what they called her. I don't know if that's the same they called it in the Japanese one. But this is a girl that she just gets bullied and shit like that, and she's all sad, and her home life is kind of like crazy because her mom's like freaking out and stuff like that. And Lisa, in a really strange way, ends up getting involved and becomes an accomplice to the two guys who are blowing up buildings and stuff like that. So it's really it really sucked, man, the way she got involved with that, because she was just kind of minding her own business, and then dude's like, "Hey, bro, like if you want to get out of this building we're about to blow up, you can, but you're gonna be associated with us, or you can stay here and die." It's like, damn, Awesome choices, guys. Thanks. I can either die or become a terrorist. Pretty cool. That's pretty shit. Um, that's pretty much what happens in the first 3 episodes. It's just these guys are fucking around, taunting the police, and then the detective is trying to chase them down. Again, heavy vibes of Death Note, like between L and Light. L's chasing Light down, trying to figure out who he is. Same thing with this. The detective guy is trying to figure out who are these two guys who are blowing up buildings. Um, it's strange. My main problem that I have with this show, and it's really just one problem, is that like they want you in a really weird way. They want us to kind of root for the two guys
Mm-hmm.
who are blowing up buildings and stuff. You know, because I don't know if you caught this, Renee, but when they blew up the first building, it was like a government building or whatever. The show made it really clear to point out that like, hey, nobody died, only 27 people got hurt, and there were minor injuries. Don't worry, nobody died. They blew up a building, and that's it. I want to call bullshit on that, okay? Because like the building itself, it's not like the building was like out in the middle of fuck nowhere. This was like in a heavy populated like metropolitan area. You can say it was like it kind of looked like it was like in downtown, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's say, and they were saying like, oh well, they pulled a fire alarm, so everybody was able to get out before the bomb started going off. I was like, you don't know that, man. So what happens if someone's like stuck taking a shit, or like someone fell and broke their leg? Like, there's so many variables to that. Like, someone had to die, bro, and
Oh,
it
I'm
was
sure. I'm sure people died.
right. And then so then that's the problem that I have with the show, is that they're like, hey, because the show specifically said like, because the government, like the police or whatever, they were having that meeting after, and they're saying, okay, well, the report says that nobody got killed, but only 27 people got hurt, but there only were minor injuries. So they're trying to say like, hey, yeah, they're bad because they blew up this building, but they're not too bad because they didn't kill anybody. It's like, no, come on, they're terrorists, all right? They're blowing up buildings, and just there's so many variables. There's so many people out in the street. Somebody had to die in that scenario, right? It's just I couldn't, that annoyed me a bit. I'm like, yeah, you guys are trying to make these guys. You're trying to make me sympathetic towards these guys, and they could have the most saddest backstory, but they're out here blowing up buildings. They're out here literally doing terrorist attacks. I can't sympathize with that. Okay, because they're putting on innocent people's lives at risk with this, right? So like, I was just like, okay, so fuck these two guys, right? Just off the bat, like, fuck these two guys. I didn't like them. They're very charismatic. Like, don't get me wrong. Like 12, the one that's like super go lucky happy. Like, I like how he acts. I like their dynamic between them two. One's
Yeah, same.
one's like cold and quiet and calculated, and the other one's more wacky and silly. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I don't like them just because it's like, bro, you guys seem cool, but you're blowing up buildings, bro. Like, I
But I
can't
think, and I think that's what, and I think that's why they're able to get away with so much, is because like, they blend in with everyone. They're so nice. One's very attractive, the other one's very charismatic. So it's like, it's just showing you how, like, how easy it is for them to hide.
right,
And then look at what they're doing. I keep looking at 12, and every time he smiles, I'm like, oh my god, he's such a nice guy. But then, like, you hear their plan about exploiting, I'm sorry, I can't even talk, like, bringing down this whole building. um it's insane. So I think that in that way it's interesting. Like, it's kind of cool that we're seeing these characters who aren't like your normal, like, terrorist like characters, but they're doing bad things.
right. And like, I want to know why. Like, what's their reasoning, right?
Right.
Why are they out here? Why are they blowing up these buildings? Why are they risking innocent people's lives? Yeah, the anime might tell you, hey, nobody got hurt, but realistically, bro, people died. Come on now, let's not joke about that shit. People died. Okay. Um, and continuing on from like after episode 1, I don't want to spoil too much for you, Renee, because you haven't seen the other 2 episodes. But they
Okay.
blew up another building. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. They blew up another building. Okay. Um, and the detective guy, the one that I'm talking about, he kind of gets on the case. So then at this point, I'm rooting for the detective. I finished episode 3. I enjoyed it. I like it. I'm for sure gonna keep watching it, and I'm watching it to see these two guys get caught. That's my end right there.
Kind of like Death Note with Light.
Exactly, pretty
Yeah.
much. I'm rooting for in Death Note. I was rooting for L to catch Light, and then this one, I'm rooting for the detective to catch these two guys. It's
Wow,
literally
that
the
is
same
super
thing.
fucked.
It's literally the same thing.
Fuck the
It's
detective.
like
Mayhem, mayhem, mayhem.
nah, you're bugging. Funny enough, it's almost it's like Breaking Bad, pretty much. You know, like Breaking Bad.
Mhm.
Walter White's out here being a fucking drug lord, kingpin, killing people and whatever. We're just waiting for him to get caught. Same thing. I'm just waiting for these two to get caught. I can't wait for them to get arrested and put in jail. That's what I'm hoping for here. And if they get away at the end, I'm calling bullshit.
Now you gotta watch.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna keep watching it, and I'm gonna be rooting for the detective the whole way.
Well, there you have
Hector?
it. That is Rafa's opinion. I definitely see why you're rooting for the detective. There's a little bit in me that says yes, but at the same time, I just like the two main characters or the bad guys, I guess. Also, I do agree when they said there was no casualties. I straight up said bullshit.
Definitely bullshit.
That got me riled up. I was like, no fucking chance, nobody died in that. But
like on the first building, like definitely someone had to die, and then the second building, again, I don't want to give too much information for Renee, but like there was no real heads up on that one, because you know how in the first one they're like, hey, we pulled a fire alarm, this and that. The second building, there was no real heads up on they were doing stuff like that.
Did it?
and they
So
just
like
coincidentally nobody was around when the
exactly,
yeah, I was
like
just
nobody's on the street walking around, or nobody's going to that building for whatever they need to get done or something. Like,
yeah, I was just like, yeah, I don't know about this one, but I mean, overall, I will say episode 1 definitely got me hooked. Well, I say hooked as in like I was intrigued. It piqued my interest. I was like, okay, cool. I definitely want to watch episode 2. Episode 2 is pretty good, and then episode 3, and I'm just like, all right, I might see this through through to the end. It was one of those where it's like, I was enjoying every episode, so I was like, okay, cool. And of course, like there was the scenes like me and Rafa mentioned, like where it's like that calling bullshit and stuff. But and I feel like that's just part of the element of it, like hey, just keep the groovy train growing going, and like just keep watching the show. I think Rafa pretty much explained explained it really well. So there's not really much for me to say besides like, hey, I think I will be watching this.
the one thing I did enjoy was that again, it's part of the whole cat and mouse game they have going on. I don't know if they do this in the episode 1, but in episode 2 and episode 3 they definitely did it where the main guys are taunting the police, and they're kind of like they're dropping kind of like riddles and stuff like that, like, hey guys, what's I don't know, as an example, what's black, white, and red all over? You know, it's a
Mhm.
newspaper, right? That's that riddle, right? So that's not, they didn't say that in the show. I'm just using it as an example, right? So like these guys are they're taunting the police as they go. And it's really fun to see how like the police are trying to figure out like because these guys are dropping clues to the police and
Mhm.
stuff like that. It's really cool to see them trying to figure it out and trying to like put things together and stuff like that. Like, oh well, they say this and they say this at this part. Well, what does that mean? So like, it's cool. It's like it's a really fun cat and mouse dynamic they are going on. And if it's anything close to what Death Note did, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I fully agree with everything you've said. Renee, any thoughts on what came through or anything that like does it make you more excited to watch it, especially the comparison to Death Note, which I will say, guys, it kind of made me want to watch the show. If it's a better version of if Death Note is a better version of
wait.
this, then I'm just like, ooh.
Oh yeah. I mean,
No,
well,
it's
okay.
Death Note. It's a
Yeah,
classic.
you gotta watch Death Note. I
Yeah.
mean, I only watched the first episode of this one, and I agree with Rafa. Like, I'm happy he said it because I too got Death Note vibes in terms of just like how how the characters are, how they're just causing all this trouble, and they're like I got the same vibes. So as I said, I only watched the first episode, but I was already hooked. Like I already know I'm probably gonna finish this. Just because I want to see what what happens. I want to see how far they're able to get, and until they eventually get caught. If and I agree with Rafa, if it's like the end of the show and like they get away with this, I'm gonna have a hard time too. But no, I mean I really like the characters. I really like their dynamic. This was like a I know this was an older show. I think it came out in 2014. I
Yeah,
think it looked really nice.
it was good.
Yeah, it looked really good. And I mean, like, episode one, like, there was a lot of action. Um, and I like, as I said, I like the dynamic between the characters, even, the girl Lisa. Um, so I was already kind of hooked. So I'm definitely gonna keep watching. But yes, Hector, you should watch Death Note. If you like this a little bit, I think you will enjoy Death
You
Note.
would love Death Note.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Just
okay.
just get past the style. Even though I still to this day don't think Death Note looks bad.
No, it doesn't. Death Note looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this one. Not that I complained about it, but it was one of those where I was like, like I could. I was trying to get past the art style, right? Because it was a little bit older, so it is what it is.
Hmm.
But even then, like I wasn't, I wasn't mad at it. I definitely watched it. I enjoyed it. This, that, and the other. But what else? What else can I mention? I guess that's pretty much it. I'm just looking forward to it. It looked cool. And I probably will check it out. It's gonna be one of those where it's like I'll watch it in between the other animes that I have.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we'll see how that goes moving forward. But at the same time, I think it's still pretty cool. Like I said, it should be fun. But with that being said, it is time for me to give y'all an anime, and we kind of went through some trials and tribulations to get to Rafa's, because Jesus, Rafa has such an expansive catalog of anime that he's watched. I had to dive deep into the archives here. A show that I had watched and had pretty big renown when it was coming out. It is a vampire anime that was originally a webtoon production, or originally a webtoon. It is called Noblesse, on exclusively to Crunchyroll. And to give you the synopsis, as Rizel awakens from his 820-year slumber, he holds the special title of Noblesse, a pure-blooded noble and a protector of all other nobles. In an attempt to protect Rizel, his servant Frankenstein enrolls him at Ye-Ran High School, where Rizel learns the simple and quotidian routines of the human world through his classmates. However, the Union, a secret society plotting to take over the world, dispatches modified humans, and it gradually encroaches on Rizel's life, causing him to wield his mighty power to protect those around him. So,
I am not a fan of vampire stuff, so this is gonna be a tough one for me.
yeah,
I like vampires.
and Renee, you have free reign to check this out 100% if you would like. It was a pretty decent show. Like I said, this was kind of like I had to dig deep in the archives. So if Rafa, if you're not a big fan of this, if you want to drop it by episode 2, you at the very minimum you have to watch 2 episodes. If you want to drop it,
I'll watch all 3. I'm
Okay.
gonna watch all 3, but I normally am not a fan of vampire stuff.
interesting.
Just saying.
I mean, I want to see. Let me see what it like the genres are for it, because that's what I'm interested about. Because I want to see if you would even like this genre of show. I forget exactly what it was. But in the meantime, another show exclusive to Crunchyroll that I will be giving Renee, that is of course a webtoon as well, is the one, the only God of High School.
Oh man, you're giving that? Okay.
What's the genre? What's the genre?
Action.
Shonen action.
Oh, okay. I I heard high school. I'm like, oh, this is like a slice of life.
No.
I
This is
wish.
No, I will say the webtoon is far better than this. But I feel like you will definitely enjoy this show. God of High School is a very pretty, very different style of art. Because it is a manga. It is, like I said, a webtoon show. Webtoon adaptation show. So we shall see how you feel, but it is very action packed, and the action scenes in here are pretty sick. So I will be giving you that one, and yes, Rafa, I am giving her that one because I'm just following the trend of we gave her God of High School, or what is it, the Tower of God last time, and now we gotta give her God of High School to round out the webtoon series, and that's why I'm also giving you Noblesse. You know, it just we've come full circle. These are all the webtoons that have been adapted as of late. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to hear what you guys think on your shows. Rafa, to be clear, yours also is an action fantasy school vampire show. So there you go.
That
There's
sounds
action
cool.
and fantasy. Renee, feel free to check this one out. I actually think you would probably really like this, Renee.
I have a feeling too.
So check that one out. Renee, you got a double whammy. You don't got to talk to us about Noblesse next week, but if you want to, go for it. But definitely check out God of High School. It's pretty litty titty sick stuff. Just keep in mind though, episode 1 and episode 2 are actual episodes of the show, and then it does this weird thing where episode 3 isn't episode 3 because it does behind the scenes of God of High School. So don't watch that behind the scenes and just watch season 1 episode 3. It's weird. You'll see if you look at the list of episodes. But with that being said, guys, we have come to a close. We have come to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been quite a doozy. And with that, we have our final shout out. So Rafa, I will let you go ahead first and give your shout out to whatever you got to give.
All right. So just really quickly, want to give a shout out to the Play-In Pod with Alex, John, Hector, and me, Rafa. We our newest episode just came out, and we're at the new studio. So if you're interested to see how that looks, go check it out on YouTube under Geek Chart 3000. This is our podcast where we're talking about video games. That's like our main focus, but we do tend to get sidetracked, and some even say the best parts of the podcast is when we go off on a rant and talk about whatever crazy thing we talk about. So if you enjoy listening to a bunch of friends talk about video games and anything else that comes up, I would highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun recording it, and so hopefully you guys have a lot of fun listening to it. It is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other platform that you find us, the Bento Boxcast, on. The playing part is also on there. So go ahead and check it out. It's a lot of fun. And I would recommend the video version of it. That even though we do have the audio version of it, I recommend the video version on YouTube. It's just that much better with the video.
Yeah. And of course, we're moving on to the next shout out. Shout out to Artisan Gamer, and of course, Cordero Express. I want to make sure I get the name correct. Cordero Express Printing Company? Printing Service. There you go. Cordero Express Printing Service. Shout out to them. You already know. Check out in the description. It is a fantastic Etsy page where they have incredible gaming and anime and a bunch of stuff there. So check it out. Related goods. And then, of course, the printing services. If you have any need for any t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever, these guys are your guys. So check them out. And last but not least, I want to put out into the universe, if you guys are avid watchers of streamers, Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, whatever it may be, check out both myself and Rafa. The Twitch streams are going to be in the description down below. Twitch.tv/ultra_vman and Twitch.tv/RafaBotGaming. Check the streams out whenever we are streaming. More streams are definitely going to be coming from me after this week and moving forward. So hope to see you guys there. Let's chat anime. Let's chat up whatever you guys want. And with that being said, guys, that is it. We are at the end. Goodbye. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
See you.